welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt, and this is Son.
Hi.
And this is a week that was WWE. This is Raw, 26th of the 8th, 2019. Started off with Sasha Banks coming out to do a bit of a promo about Natalya. Obviously, she also did a bit of a promo about the reasons why she left after WrestleMania. About basically she had a bit of a tantrum and she didn't like losing the belts, but she said that she didn't really care about the belts, and she took a ball and went home, basically that sort of thing. Then she went on to say about Natalya, about attacks, the 2 attacks that she's done on Natalya, only for then Natalya's music to hit and her to come round and they have a little bit of a brawl at ringside, and then the commentators sort of announced basically they were going to have a match later on during that night, and that's why they sort of had that altercation. Next we went to the first of a couple of Street Profits little like promotional backstage sequences where they were saying about the tag team turmoil competition that's coming up later on to determine who's going to face Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman for the tag team championships at Clash Champions, and they went through the rules. Basically 2 teams start off, as soon as you beat them another team come in. That's basically it until there's all 8 have been through the competition. Next we had King of the Ring, first round qualifier again. It was Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre. Ricochet got the win. He did a recoil from the second, well, middle rope, whatever you want to call it, into a 630. He sort of did the recoil, went up to the top rope, did the 630 and got the win that way. So now it's going to be Ricochet versus who?
Joe.
Samoa Joe, yes, next week. Then we had Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins having a little bit of an interview backstage about how they'll defend both titles. But Seth Rollins will defend both titles at Clash of Champions, being as he is the Universal and the Raw's Tag Team Championships. Only for Braun Strowman not to really be paying attention. He was more staring at the Universal title. He then sort of said, the biggest question is, who's going to challenge you for that title? Only for then Seth Rollins to say, why you? And he said, yeah. And then their challenge was accepted. So now both competitors are now going to be in a tag team match, and they're going to be in a Universal title match as well at Clash of Champions. Double duty for Steph again. It's the second time he's had 2 belts at Clash of Champions and had to defend them. He did it a few years ago, didn't he, when he had the United States and the WWE at the time, wasn't it? He had like a double match, didn't he? Next we had the second King of the Ring and the last first round match. It was The Miz versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin got the win with the End of Days, and then he went up to the throne and did a bit of a promo how he's going to be King Corbin when he wins, and everyone will have to bow down to him and all that sort of stuff. Then we went to backstage again where the OC had an interview where it was mentioned that they haven't actually got a rematch for their tag titles. They have to then go through the turmoil competition to get that rematch, which is a bit funny, being I always thought when you lost a championship you always got a rematch. I thought that was in the contract, but obviously not here. Then we had just a throwaway match, Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Bayley got the win, not much to say there. Then we went to backstage again where Braun Strowman had another interview again where they were talking about the Universal title match and how about it had been accepted and now that it's going to be made official, so that sort of thing. And then we got to the tag team turmoil match. First of all, it was the Viking Raiders versus the B team. The Viking Raiders quickly dispatched the B team. It was then the Viking Raiders versus the OC. This match didn't really get a finish because they sort of all 4 members brawled in the ring, only to end up being what?
DQ.
It was a DQ finish, so both teams were eliminated. That brought out Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler, who are now a team for some reason, just made for this match. I don't understand why, but they were versus the Lucha House Party. Quickly got rid of the Lucha House Party to then go against the Revival. They beat the Revival to go against Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, who they beat, and then they were against Heavy Machinery, who they then beat. Now it's going to be Robert Roode and Ziggler versus Strollins, as I like to call them. You can see that? It's Strowman and Rollins together. Strollins. Yeah, so I don't really know why this kind of manufactured this team. There's no Ascension. Why wasn't there Ascension in this thing? They are Raw, but we haven't seen them for months. They could have been a tag team in this, but they've just sort of put together 4 random members into teams. Robert Roode and Ziggler versus Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. No tag team. They were never a tag team before. They're not tag team wrestlers, but they've got a title match at next Clash Champions. It doesn't make no sense to me, but it is what it is, isn't it, Kai? Next, Sasha Banks versus Natalya. Sasha Banks got the win with her bank statement by tapping out Natalya, only for then her to attack Natalya again after the match. Then we got an AJ Styles interview where they were saying about the main event, not much to that. We had Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro. Again, Cedric Alexander got the win. He's getting really pushed at the minute, he keeps winning, and it's quite nice to see. Then we got a 24/7 video which happened over the weekend with this thing for Fox where R-Truth pinned Elias, and then he went into the studio, Fox studio, only to be pinned by Rob Stone, who's a Fox host. I don't have no clue who that is in this country. In the UK, we're not really that big on Fox, to be fair. And then Elias got the belt back off Rob Stone, and now he's still the champ. So no change there, really. It changed, but it didn't really change. And then we get to the main event. It was Braun Strowman versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship. The end of this match basically is where Braun Strowman took out the ref. The OC came down to the ring to interfere. AJ Styles got a chair. The OC then sort of got involved in the match, only for Braun Strowman to use the chair, I think, on the OC. And the proper ending of this match is that Braun Strowman had the chair in his hand. AJ Styles falls down, a bit like Eddie Guerrero used to do, sort of faking that he'd been hit with a chair. The ref then pops up onto the apron and says, "I heard the chair shot. Oh, you're DQ'd," to Braun Strowman. And that was it. And then Braun Strowman took them all out, didn't he? So yeah, that was Raw. To be fair, I think Raw was a bit poor this time. I'd definitely go thumbs down this week. I don't think it was that great, to be fair, especially with the Braun Strowman angle. It's just really boring. Like I say, for the referee to call the DQ finish on Braun Strowman when he didn't actually see it, I think was a bit stupid. And why can't the referee just then go to, I don't know, a third referee or outside referee and say, "Can I see the footage? What happened there? Can we just pause the match?" or whatever. It is what it is, but it is storyline based. But yeah, that was it. So it was a quick go through Raw, because I didn't really want to spend too much time on Raw, because like I said, it wasn't that great and I didn't enjoy watching it this week. So if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and if you share my thoughts about Raw, then get commenting and we'll comment back and we'll see what people think of this week's Raw. And we'll see you in the next video, which will be the week that was WWE SmackDown. So I'll say goodbye, and say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.